Welcome to MA475, the Mathematics Education Capstone. This video will serve as an introduction to the course. I'm going to go over relevant aspects of the syllabus, as well as some general instructions that you'll follow week by week to get through all of the content of this very exciting course. The goal for this course is essentially for it to be a culminating experience for any of you who are studying to become a certified teacher of mathematics at the secondary level. We will be focused both on teaching content and math content. So the teaching content will include teaching strategies, obviously specific towards mathematics. And we will discuss some of those explicitly. Some will be modeled or demonstrated as best we can in an online setting. In addition, that teaching content, there will be a lot of reflections based on what you are doing in your own classrooms, because you should be taking a practicum experience at the same time that you're taking this course. The math content will include activities that you can use in your own classroom and connections from your own coursework to the topics that you will teach. The majority of the materials that you will need in this class will come from the National Council for Teachers of Mathematics. You will need to become a member of NCTM. The cost of that membership for a student is just $49 and gives you e-access to all 3 school journals and the Journal for Research in Mathematics Education. You need to get started on that right away, as we'll be using the site next week and throughout the course for many of the activities and assignments that we do. Anything else in this course will be provided to you in your OneNote notebook, so the $49 is all you'll need, as well as, of course, your digital inking device. I want to go through the basic grade breakdown with you so that you know exactly what to expect in terms of your grade. First off is participation, which is 100 points out of 1,000 total points. That participation grade will essentially be based on your attendance or participation in Skype sessions, either individually or as a class, participation in class activities and discussion via Teams and OneNote, essentially working with your peers. You don't have any group projects, but you will be asked to collaborate with your peers, sometimes on reflection, etc. And of course, just asking questions and being present in this course. You will also have 2 article reviews, 50 points each, 100 points total. Those are through the NCTM website, which is why you need to get enrolled right away and become a member. You will find any article that is of interest to you, so please don't look for an article that you think will be interesting to me. This is your experience to culminate your education. You will basically type the article review for submission to me that we will share with the class. Other students in class will do the same. You will be expected to read other students' article reviews and comment, etc. The goal here is, of course, to just learn from one another and to get used to reading about the research that is being done in education. There will be a rubric that I will provide to you when I assign your first review. Homework will comprise 150 points of your 1,000 points. You will be assigned homework after many of our lessons. Some of the questions will ask you to reflect upon your own teaching practices. Some will ask you to restructure a lesson or provide an extension, or just to reflect upon how things might have been done better. And of course, some of the homework will be mathematical in nature. Your proof paper will be 100 points or 10% of your grade. Proof has been a recurring theme throughout your undergraduate program. In this paper, you will connect the concepts of proof that you have learned to how you might go about teaching proof at the secondary level. Of course, more details and a rubric will be provided when I assign that to you. 200 points, or 20% of your grade, will be your concept analysis. You will choose any mathematical topic typically taught at the secondary level that is of interest to you. Look at the topic from an advanced perspective and how the concept relates to other topics, and present your findings to the class. The graded items for that concept analysis include the concept analysis paper, the presentation, which will be given via Skype, and homework that you will assign to the class. As always, you'll be given more information and a rubric when that is assigned to you. By the final week of the course, you will have put together a unit plan worth 200 points total. This will include a schedule of topics taught in that unit, an explanation of activities that you would do throughout the unit, one technology extension or more, as well as one full lesson that you will teach to the class. There's no restriction on which lesson that is. It could be the introductory lesson, a lesson in the middle of the unit, your technology extension, etc. You will teach that via Skype to the class, and you will also include how you would assess if your goals were met. Again, you will have a rubric as well as further instruction when we get closer to the end of the course. The last 150 points will be based on your final portfolio, but I don't want the word final to throw you off here. Your portfolio should be started right away. In fact, we're going to start it today. You're going to complete this in OneNote, and the idea behind the final portfolio is a reference for you to look back on once you have begun teaching. So I don't want you to put things in there for me. I want you to put things in there for you. You're going to include things like your unit plan, as well as any of the other completed assignments from this course that you feel were useful that you might want to refer back to. Other things that you would put in there are any other lesson ideas, including perhaps lessons that other people in your course have taught, any handouts, any websites, any technology extensions that you thought were great. Again, don't put anything in there for me. This is all for you. There's no space requirement. The last thing, and we'll talk more about this at the end of the course, is some summary report telling me some teaching strategies you learned and activities you enjoyed and see yourself using. As always, there will be a rubric for you to take a look at so that you'll know exactly how to earn as many of those 150 points as possible. I wanted to give you a quick overview of course navigation before I get you started on course content. So as usual in these courses, there's not a lot in Blackboard. So you've got your Welcome to Capstone announcement. All other announcements will take place in Teams. You have the Welcome to Capstone, which includes the course description, course format, course materials, and how to set up your device. Since this is a capstone course, I'm assuming all of that will be done already. You have your syllabus, which is of course important. We have gone over the grading aspects in the syllabus, but not a bad idea to continue to look over the syllabus to make sure you know everything that is expected of you. In the course content, you'll find an overview of your assignments, which is essentially what we just went through in the video talking about how everything will be graded. In addition, this is where you will turn in your proof paper that we talked about, and you can see the rubric for that proof paper here. There's also a copy of that rubric in your OneNote notebook, and your concept analysis and the rubric. All other assignments, homework, etc. will be submitted through Teams and OneNote. As always, you have a course schedule and a link to your team. In OneNote, which is where you will do the majority of your work, you of course have your resources. So you have the Connected Classroom video, which you should have already watched at this point since this is not your first class with me. You have the class schedule, which is still being edited at this point, and then you have your syllabus as well. In addition, you have the classwork page. I want to show you how this is set up. There are 24 days in our calendar, and as you can see, I have quite a bit for each and every day, so I've set them up with a drop-down menu. So if you click on the day itself, it'll essentially give you, here's what you need to complete for this day, and then as sub-pages you will see the video, which I'm creating right now, the warm-up, any tasks that I'm asking you to do, anything that you will need for that particular day. So I'll try to be as explicit as possible in the day 1, day 2, etc. page for everything that you should be completing. But again, most of the information will be in information like this with the pay it forward task. So you will see the warm-up, in addition to being here, is here in your notes. And then there's just a lot of reading, reflection, etc. That you're expected to go through on your own. So I'm not making a video of each of those. The purpose behind not making a video is quite often I ask you to read something and then I ask you to reflect. How is this different or similar, etc. Your goal when you do that is to essentially take notes on this page. You will either be asked to reflect in some sort of Teams discussion, or you might be asked to meet with me individually or as a class in a Skype session, and all of that will be on your schedule. But either way, you're going to want to have had a chance to do each of the tasks and reflect on them before I ask you about them. Remember, that's part of your grade in the course is your participation. So if I'm asking you questions and you haven't completed these tasks, you won't be able to do any reflections. Your own page, your student notebook page, will have a copy of everything that I have in my classwork page so that you are able to actually take notes on the page yourself. In addition, you will have a homework tab, so these are the homework assignments that will be submitted through Teams as usual. So as you can see, there are 15 homework assignments and 150 total homework points, so I'm sure you can deduce that each of these is worth 10 points. That is your basic overall. Inside your student notebook, the next thing I'm going to ask you to do is to create your own final portfolio notebook. So what I'd like you to do is in your notebook, and it will say your name here, it will not say student notebook. So once you're in your student notebook, which I'm assuming you know how to do via Teams, go into Teams, from Teams, open the class notebook, open it in your app. I want you to right click in the white section to the right of your two tabs, and then create a new section group and call it Final Portfolio. When you do that, it creates a whole new space. This is where you will put anything that you need. So your own organization system is up to you. Obviously, one of the things that you will put here is your unit plan. I'm not going to make it that poopy brown color, so whatever color you want. Unit plan, you might put lesson, nope, just kidding. Lesson ideas, you might put technology, etc., etc. There are no rules for what kind of tabs that you want, with the exception, of course, of the unit plan. You might also want a tab for graded assignments. Why does it keep doing that? Graded assignments, where you can put things like when I grade your article reviews or your concept analysis, etc. So like I said, this final portfolio is completely up to you. Make sure that you do have this unit plan one, but the others are really up to your own organization. That's all I have for this intro video. What you need to do next, once you've created the final portfolio, go into Teams and mention me and let me know that you have created your final portfolio space. That is how I will know that you are ready to be involved in this class. So mention me, say I've created my final portfolio space, and I will verify your attendance in this course. Then you need to go to your classwork page and begin day 1, which means you've already watched the intro video because you're watching it now. You get to go straight to the warm-up. The warm-up asks you to complete a task and then tells you when you're ready to move on to the notes for day 1. Good luck. I look forward to working with you throughout the term.